Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Unity of Command 2, where I'm back in the Northern European theater after breaking through the Ljubljana Gap, and we're here with Operation Dragoon because advance to Antwerp is 10 days later. As Allied forces break out from Normandy, a further two armies have landed on the French Mediterranean coast. Operation Dragoon seeks to liberate the south of France and ultimately to link up with the other armies in the north. German forces are scattered and weak after having been gradually siphoned off to the bloody battles in the bocage for the past 2 months, and taking Lyon improves our starting situation in the next mission. Now, Operation Dragoon is a bit of a special kind of mission. By now you know the drill, Commander. Secure your landing areas and supply ports as quickly as possible. Once this is achieved, utilize the initiative and move inland. The German forces in this area are mostly second-rate, as most of their best formations have been drawn into the battles for Normandy, and the 36th US Infantry Division is reinforced. Anyway, the thing with this mission is mostly the objectives. So Grenoble up north on turn 4, all the way from the beaches. Avignon, turn 5. Toulon down here, which is take by turn 5 and hold. And then Marseille, take by turn 6 and hold. Now, because we have 90% supply, it doesn't really matter that much. We have to technically only take one, but because I'm doing a run for all the objectives, guess we have no choice. Well, we get 20 prestige too, but well, this is tough enough. Anyway, Lyon, turn 7 and hold. And yeah, we had Gap on turn 4, Nîmes on turn 6, and we have to destroy the 11th Panzer Division. So many of our units can already deploy on turn 1, and they'll be deploying around here, and we want to facilitate the deployment of as many units on turn 1 as possible. And the way you want to do that is by moving in here and by moving in here, which will allow me to place units in this middle area because these are now connected. Now, by shelling these and by landing here, these guys have been pushed back. Let's do a naval landing and then attack them. So they are now there. So my goal is to free up this particular hex in between these two, because there's an armored unit that you can deploy out here, which we kind of need to deploy on turn 1. Either way, to this effect, I'll be deploying this armored unit. And that armored unit can go pretty far, all the way out here, which I do want to utilize. But let's just move in here first, attack them. Didn't get the overrun, unfortunately. I guess they're stuck now, but that doesn't matter because its sole purpose was to free up this space. Which it did. So I now get to deploy this armored unit. With this armored unit, I'll be moving over here. And the reason for that is that no matter which bridge they destroy, I want to be able to move around and move up towards the north. This unit can get to this bridge and repair it with the US 7th Army that I'm deploying out here. They'll be able to repair that bridge, and then this unit will be able to cross. And this unit should be able to move around and then move up as well. So there's one more unit I get to deploy, the DFL here, and you get to move up to this side. They're part of the French army, which I can also deploy. First of all, I want to move the US 7th Army just a tiny nudge ahead. And deploy this army. And only the 7th Army can use the motorized, but I do want to at least deployed this army as well. So they're already out there on this turn. And I can use their logistical abilities. Besides that, these 2 units can be deployed because my units are resting on them. But I do want to create a supply hub over here in order to keep my units in supply. Oh, I just clicked the wrong button. So these guys will be out of supply. Which sucks. It definitely does. And these guys now too. Let's make sure we do that properly this time. I'll just give them the 4 right away. Because, why not? Luckily though, it didn't hurt me too much. At any rate, these guys are part of the Free French Armored. So, getting them the supplies that they need isn't that big of a deal, and we can make the crossing. These guys are part of the US Army. It's a shame there is mud here though. Let's do this. Nothing. Guess battleship attack will be in place then. Not gonna lie, I'm not that big of a fan of this attack, but it went well, luckily. Take too long. And attack again. Kind of seems like using the trucks is only helping out so much. Let's get them on the rail though, because we're getting supplies from there. I could technically move them there, but I don't think so. So, are there... Yeah, I do get to deploy some steps, maybe. Not now though, because of the 7th Army? Oh, their force pool is out of commission because of moving. Okay, fair enough. Either way, I do want to move up with them as well, and they should still have a good chance to get supply. So I expect them to get it, despite my mistake. They have nothing in the force pool, so I'll move these guys up and deploy the other 2 units. Or apparently not you. Let's go back a bit as much as possible. Okay, I can't move back further. That really sucks. Alright, that's a silly mistake. Wonder why I can't go back. I wasn't... Oh, because I moved that unit afterwards. Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess we'll have to do without that 1 unit on the next turn then. That was a silly mistake of mine, not gonna lie. And they're destroying those bridges too. That means that these guys will be out of supply. It's actually very strange that they're doing that. You can see here that this entire area is in poor shape right now. Let's take Gap. And I kind of want neither of those, so... okay. Yeah, so there's a unit on Grenoble itself, so I can't just barge in there, unfortunately. It's a Gebirgsjäger. We'll try to get rid of it on the next turn. Of course. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about this here is... oh. Okay, I already can no longer take that back. Well, why would I use that ability if it doesn't help me at all? Because I can't finish these guys off this turn anyway, I might just as well really, are they really stuck like that? Okay. Not attack for now and just hope that my next attack will be okay then. So yeah, that's that. Let's deploy these guys now. It's pretty late in the turns because also next turn I do need to grab these bridges and repair them, but we'll see how things go. They are just retreating. Ugh. That makes things a lot worse, I think. Yep, yeah it does. Alright. Okay, this is still a 1-1, even though these are elites. And I'm gonna use their elite ability. Same for these. Okay, that went extremely well. None destroyed? I'll take it. I mean, this is still also 1-1. It seems like they're in a no retreat state. Let's finish that off though. And get those. I'll use the Army B to repair that. And are they at Lyon? Yes, they are. Okay. That. I mean, I'm not gonna attack. I'll just use their air ability on the next turn to try and do so. These guys are regular, so I mind the damage a lot less than on any of these other ones. Like, I need to take this on the next turn, so that's already gonna be tricky. None of these guys can actually move into that area with the prisoners. Which by itself is quite weird as well. Oh well. I should have moved these back earlier though, so I'm making mistakes left and right, but luckily I haven't paid for it yet. Okay, nothing. The city is empty? Okay. That will become a problem though, because those guys aren't in supply at the moment. So first things first. If I Yeah, I figured as much. That was gonna hurt. And it was an elite unit too. Ugh. The game can be so predictable in a none too friendly manner sometimes. Just like here, it just really sucks because their likelihood of retreating is very low. %, great. Not gonna lie, not happy about this. Well, there's their armored unit. We'll be out of supply for another turn. I need to repair the bridge, though. First and foremost. And then I need to get rid of these. And they'll be out of supply for 2 turns on the next turn. I'll get this back on turn 6. Alright, let's do that. I don't see them going back to Grenoble, because they have to hold Lyon too. So that would be a strange thing for them to do, I think. Alright, I'm not attacking here. I don't need to take it. End the turn. Turn 6. Yeah, Ultra Intelligence is not a very good ability. So I don't care too much for it, to be honest. Sure might have guessed. Let's think about that though. Because you... Like, I most certainly will be moving these guys back up again, because the supplies, they'll be running smoothly through here once I take that. But let's attack. And finish them off with the engineers. Sure, those are pretty bad upgrades, but I don't care. Supplies are now running all the way up there, so just doing this to make sure that we'll get those supplies. And let's create a supply hub over in here. So all of this does get the supply. And I think we're good to go. Move both of these. Attacking this is useless because the unit will recover fully anyway. They're not doing anything. They can't with the destruction of their HQ as well. Okay, at least it's triple suppression here. So there we go. Taken Lyon, and I wonder if taking some of these extra cities does get your score up. Let's see. I'm actually quite curious. So I'm currently at 643. To take one step gets me to okay. Or yeah, I was at 243, now I'm at 244. Okay, that it did do something there as well. So getting some extra prisoners certainly does add up your score by a bit. 247. But taking these cities clearly doesn't. No. But that's about it. So we got all the objectives on time, get all these secondary abilities, got a ton of prestige. I had to use an air attack card, or at least I thought that it would help, which it kind of didn't. But ah well, we need to get rid of these cards at some point anyhow, so I think this is okay. Yeah, sure. So yeah, that's how you get especially Grenoble and Gap as those difficult objectives. I think if you take the route along here, you're definitely going to be too late, because your entire strategy hinges on the enemy not destroying this bridge. And as you could have seen here, I basically deployed my units in such a way that on turn 1, you want to get close to the bridge, but not so close that the enemy wants to destroy it. And look, I don't do this well on a first time I try a mission like this. So I know that if you get too close to this, so the armored unit that I deployed here, I moved up till this area and this bridge, and not moved it directly up towards this, because you can also deploy it kind of like here, which is technically closer to these two objectives. But I found that if you get too close to the bridge, the enemy will destroy it, and you're basically stuck with a unit up here that can't go over the bridge. And then you either have to wait till turn 2, or you have to go around, which takes too long. So you need to get close, but not too close, in order to get across already on turn 2 and make that extra effort. Because you could see that I actually had my units here and here on turn 2 already, in order to take Grenoble on turn 4. Without using, for example, the 111th Airborne. If you have a paratroopers, obviously you can use that as well in order to take either of these two objectives, which I guess you could do, but then you can't use them later on in the campaign. And for example, I want to save the 101st Airborne for the Market Garden scenario later on, where I think it will be very useful. So I don't want to use that up already on this one. Although, I guess using the air attack ability is also going to be quite useful on a mission like Market Garden, but yeah. I might not have needed it, maybe. Actually, in hindsight, I think I didn't need it at all, but oh well. I'm not playing perfect either, as you could have seen in this mission. Yeah, they have nothing, and that's it. So, there we have it. Yeah. We lost 2 steps, but overall I think it was a successful mission. So with Dragoon completed, the next mission will be the advance to Antwerp. And yeah, we have a bonus objective here that will improve our starting situation in the following scenarios, which is clear the Scheldt here. Now the funny thing here is that we have this marker B, continued operations for 200, and that B is actually nowhere. Well, I guess the weird thing is that this B is from Lyon, but that is very strange because it doesn't help you in any way. Like, clearing the Scheldt doesn't do anything for you. I believe in Market Garden, the way this game works right now is that it's a bit messed up because it's not finished. And the ahistorical scenarios aren't there yet. The game stops at the Ljubljana Gap in the Mediterranean, even though there's supposed to be more missions coming after that. And there's no ahistorical scenario after completing Market Garden by taking these objectives. So the ahistorical scenarios aren't there yet, and that makes it so that currently discontinued operations, it doesn't do anything. I believe that once you're done with this conference and you pay for that, the only thing what happens is that one of the missions called Clear the Scheldt, which is actually something that you can do here in Advance to Antwerp, the Clearing the Scheldt mission will disappear. That's the only thing that happens, which is a bit strange. So you're actually inclined not to pay for this. And this B is for Lyon currently. So that also doesn't make any sense, because we'll be just having a better position in Race Across France for that. So yeah, we'll just have to wait until the game is complete, because currently it's more like an early access, at least by the time I'm recording this. Either way, thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll be continuing with the Advance to Antwerp in the next one. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.